This is review 8.4 through 8.6 worksheet. To simplify the rational expression, factor out the numerator and reduce with the denominator. Factors that are the same can cross out. Nothing can cross out here. You may need to factor first. What multiplies to be -5 and adds to be 1. The denominator is a difference of perfect squares. To multiply the expressions, multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators. Then you can look at reducing. What goes into 18 and 4? What goes into 18 and 8? But you would get 9 over 4. There's one extra x on top, and there's the same amount of y's. Here you have an option. You could either multiply like I did before, or you could reduce ahead of time. What number goes into 22 and what number goes into 44? 11 goes into 22 2 times. Well, how about 22? 22 goes into 22 1 time. 22 goes into 44 2 times. So then we're going to get 24 x to the 8th, y to the 9th, 5 x to the 6th, y to the 5th. Then you can reduce some more. There's 2 more x's on top, and there's 4 more y's on top. Reduce what you can. Anything on the bottom can cross off with anything of its same type on top. The 5 is going to cross out with the 10. I am left with an x in the numerator, x minus 6, and an x minus 1, and also that 2 that's still in the denominator. Here we need to factor. What multiplies to be 20 and adds to be 4, adds to be 9. What multiplies to be 14 and adds to be 9. What multiplies to be 8 and adds to be 6. What multiplies to be -20 and adds to be -1. Cross out what you have the same. when we're dividing a fraction, we don't actually divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So you take the first fraction and you multiply it by the reciprocal. Now you can start reducing. Looks like 8 would go into this 2 times. 8 would go into this 3 times. Nine would go into this 6 times, and 9 would go into that 9 times. That'll be a fine way to reduce it. Let's see, 9 will go into this 6 times, 9 will go into this 9 times. It looks like 3 can go into that 2 more times, and 3 can go into that 3 more times, so you can reduce it all the way. 6. Add your exponents. 3 and 3 is 9. X to the third, y to the third. Now here, 3 can go into that 2 times. 3 can go into the bottom 3 times. There's 2 extra x's on top, and there's 1 extra y on top. Factor out. The denominator is the difference of perfect squares. Multiply by the reciprocal. I'll factor out a 3. Looks like I'm left with 6x on top and an x minus 2 and an x minus 1 in the denominator. What multiplies to be 18 and adds to be 9, 6 and 3. The denominator of this first fraction is 1. Multiply by the reciprocal. So we're going to look at the denominator. We get negative 6 and negative 3. Negative 6 and positive 3. And we're left with x plus 6, x minus 3. Okay. Here we can factor this one maybe by a guess and check. What multiplies to be 3x squared has to be that. What multiplies to be 1 has to be 1 and 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more makes 4. So when you FOIL this out, you're going to get the same thing as your numerator. Multiply by the reciprocal. What multiplies to be 12 and adds to be 8, 6 and 2. Cross out what you can. And our final answer would be 3x plus 1, x plus 6, all over x minus 2. Nothing can reduce there.